Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank Rick Nash for all he's done for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's been a great player for us, a wonderful ambassador for our city, and has been generous with his time and his resources in giving back to our community. We will be forever grateful, and we wish him all the best. But we're moving on now, and we're excited about our future. We're reshaping our team. We want a team that will compete every night, play an exciting brand of hockey, and is committed to excellence. A team that plays hard and fast that can ultimately achieve our goal of winning the Stanley Cup. Today's trade brings us the right balance we were seeking in any trade for Rick. A balance between helping the team now and helping the team in the future. Brandon Dubinsky, a 26-year-old center that can also play the wing. He scored 20 goals twice in our league. He's fast, he's competitive. He led the Rangers in hits last year, and he can play both special teams. Artem Anisimov, 24-year-old forward that plays both center and wing. He scored 16 and 18 goals in the last 2 years. Great size, good skater, plays all 200 feet of the ice, and we think he still has some upside. We're acquiring two players that played an important role in the Rangers' success last year, a team that finished second overall in the league and went to the semifinals of the playoffs. These two forwards give us great balance and versatility in our forward group. We think we have a number of players now that are capable of scoring 20 goals. Adding to the forward group was a high priority in this trade. We also acquired Tim Erixon, 21-year-old defenseman, just completed his first year pro, highly touted prospect, and he adds to our growing list of top young defensemen. We expect him to challenge for a roster spot next year. We believe that defense is the strongest part of our team, and it just got stronger. The first-round pick we added gives us 3 firsts in what is expected to be a very strong draft next year. We're grateful for the outstanding support of our fans and understand that they have been very patient. We will continue to push to give them a team of which they can be proud, a team that competes every night, a team that is committed to excellence. We believe that the acquisitions of Brandon Dubinsky, Artem Anisimov, and Tim Erixon, along with what we've done over the past couple of months in acquiring Jack Johnson, Nick Foligno, Sergei Bobrovsky, Adrian O'Coin, and Ryan Murray, moves us closer to our goals, and we believe we're in a stronger position today to move the club forward. Happy to take any questions.
Scott, what nudged this forward? You've been at this process for 5 or 6 months now. What in the last 24, 48 hours really got this moving toward a deal?
Well, we've gone through a number of discussions with the Rangers. It had its ebb and flows. Trade deadline was one, draft was another, and then it really picked up over the last week or so. Had a good conversation with Glenn on Friday. We sat it on the weekend, and then we talked again this morning. Really, this was all about getting the right deal for Rick. And we weren't going to get a deal done until we believed we got proper value, and that value happened to occur today.
Scott, what kind of reaction from Rick did you speak with him yourself?
I did. I spoke to Rick this morning, and I gave him a quick update over what was going on the weekend. And then I talked to him just as Glenn and I had agreed on the trade. And we had a very good talk. And then I phoned him again to tell him that the trade was complete once the trade call was done. So it was very short, very professional. He was very gracious and grateful for everything that Columbus has done for him. Well, we think we're very competitive. We're going to be hardworking. We're going to be fast. I think our forward group is exciting. It's got lots of balance and lots of versatility. And what we've done with our defense over the last 12 months will also help us in that regard. I think any team that has success in the league has to be strong on the blue line. And I think we have a very, very good blue line. And Erixon adds to that now.
What happens now, Scott, in terms of naming the next Blue Jackets captain?
We haven't really discussed that yet. Obviously, Todd Richards and I will be involved in that decision, along with maybe the players. We haven't even discussed if we're going to get the players involved, but we think there are lots of potential leaders on our team, and really, leadership's about a group. It's not about one person. The captain does carry quite a bit of weight in hockey, and we'll make sure we name the right person.
Scott, was the market for Rick what you expected? Was it not as strong as you expected? I mean, you've been at this for so long. I mean, were you not getting the kind of offers that you thought you were going to get?
Well, I think a trade like this just takes time. You're trading a marquee player, and you just have to make. Sometimes it takes time to get the right value, and it took us 5.5, 6 months to get the value where we were happy with, and that's just the way this trade happened. Nothing surprises me in this game, Bob.
Scott, this is the most significant move of your tenure. How would you characterize it, just the last 6 months dealing with this issue? I mean, in your words, how would you characterize how it went?
It really had a lot of peaks and valleys. I think we put a lot of work into this. Our staff worked extremely hard in analyzing the possibilities. And it's part of our job, and it wasn't going to get done until we were happy with the return.
Scott, it was almost a push in terms of cap hit for what you got and what you got rid of. Does this open the possibility that you still might have more moves down the road, and the other first-round pick, might they be involved as well?
It certainly does. We don't have anything imminent. We do have a strong stable of young defensemen. And we've got additional first-round picks. So if there's something that makes sense for us to add to our group, we're certainly going to look at it.
Did Glenn step forward, or did you step back? Who made the move that got this done? Because it was a stalemate for a while now with you and the Rangers.
I think we both took a step in the right direction, as is the case with many of these trades. And like I said, I talked to him on Friday and told him what it was going to take, and he took the weekend to decide, and then came back to me with what he could do, and we went from there.
Could you have not gotten this deal at the trade deadline?
I'm not sure if we could have got this deal at the trade line. I'd have to check my notes. We certainly talked about a lot of players. But again, we weren't ready to do it at the trade deadline, even if we could have got it. We wanted to see what was out there, both at the deadline and then at the draft. And you have to gauge what the market's there, what the market's saying, and finally we were able to do a deal that we were comfortable with and happy with.
You touched on this a little bit earlier, but from the GM's chair, how difficult is it to trade a player like Nash, where you can't get away from him and what he means to this franchise, his name in the record books? You swallow down hard before you pull the trigger today, or what was that final moment like for you?
It really wasn't that hard. I mean, we've been at this for so long. It's again, it's part of the job, and Rick's been a great player for us. But we're really excited about where we're going with our team, our defense, the group of forwards we have, the competitiveness that we're going to have. We're excited about that.
Scott, have you been able to talk to your new roster additions?
I've talked to Brandon Dubinsky and Tim Erixon. We haven't got a hold of Artem yet. He's on his honeymoon in Fiji. So a number of people have left messages for him, but we haven't contacted him yet.
What would you say about their enthusiasm level for joining the Blue Jackets?
Yeah, I would say Brandon found out, unfortunately, through the media. So I think that set him back a little bit, and he was telling me it was hard to adjust to that. It's now sunk in about an hour later. He's looked at our team. He's excited about coming here. He's going to come in this week, we hope, to get his physical done. And I would say his excitement level is good. Tim Erixon, I think, again, you know, he's over in Sweden. It's nighttime there. He's digesting it all. He was fine. He said, great, let's go. And again, we haven't talked to Artem.